If it was not for mistakes, I would only know half of what I know. And the reason I'm saying that is when I make the mistake, then I get to know how to fix it. On the floor, this part here, it's looking really good. We've got the back piece put in here. Me, Jolene, and Doug did that this morning. We have a mount that I put underneath here. I showed you. I took the tires off and put a mount underneath that and drilled it. That's just a piece of square stock that I cut. I got a mount drilled here. I've got a mount drilled there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then there's a mount in here, and I have not drilled the metal yet. So I have to drill the metal for the mount. There's a mount back here. This is going to have to be continued back here, but I do not know what's going on to meet up with this, so I'm not going to go there yet. Basically, I can add on square stock here anywhere I want to add up to and find the rear of the car. Where I'm back this far, I'm not hurting anything. On this part, where I'm going to learn from the last time, on the 40, when I made the floor on top of the frame, and then I put the 40 on top of it, that is the one with the blower. That's one inside here that we were making the flip front end. I made the floor for that. I did not take the floor off the frame, flip it upside down, and do all the welding on it. Because there's still welding on it. I can't weld, you know, while it's on top of the frame and that stuff. So basically I did not do that. So on the 40, I have to lay underneath and do a bunch of welding, just like the Bugatti. The first day Aiden was here, I put him underneath the car welding on the Bugatti. But you have to get underneath and you have to fix all them places. So this time I'm going to say, nope, I'm not taking off and going that fast and sliding the body on, because I want to flip it upside down. I want to weld up the seams that are there. I think what I'll do is I'll clean it, scratch pad it, and then I probably will rock guard it, and then I will seam seal it, and then rock guard the seam seal again, and have the floor done before I put it on. The floor is not completed yet because I have not got the outside curtain on. What I mean by the outside curtain is I have to have, or I'm going to put my inside sill on before I put the car down on. And this is the reason, because I learned that from one other time. Like, I only know, you know, half of what I know because of mistakes. But what I'm saying is, I put a car on before and I never put the inside sill on. Well, then I had to get underneath the car and weld the inside sill on. It was so difficult when I could have just put it on before I slid the car on. And then when I bring the car to the inside sill, then it's there. I don't have to try to make it. Like, I don't have to get underneath the car or anything. I'll just put it on there now. I'll make it a little bit longer than I figure I need. And then when I put the car down on, I can cut it off after. If you understand what I'm saying. Because there's going to be an inside sill on this floor. I'm not going to do that right this second. I think they'll be in my way for when I'm flipping it upside down to do what I want to do. So I'm going to cut it off and get done what I can get done. If we want to come over here and take a look. We have our 3/16 plate welded up our posts, front and back, A and B. And what I did is I took the welder and just spot it in between each one of those pieces of metal that are flat there, because I want them to come together and be tight and right. That's really strong down there with that 3/16 plate. That one there, I did the exact same thing, just tightened it right up, tight and right. I can put a mount on it. I've got this one done, and I've got this one done. We're ready to pretty well rock and roll on that part. I have taken off the mount. I have, like, you know, after I got thinking about it, I took a little measurement, and we were 35 inches from that mount where I had put it in there like this on this side. That's going to sit there like that. Remember where I had it? That was 35 inches from there to the ceiling, and that's basically my torso height when I sit on the ground. And there's not room for cushion. There's not room for much other than sitting on the floor. I'm thinking that 4 is a bit much, and the reason being is because of the chop. You want to sit in it comfortably, It does not matter. I mean, let's face it, sometimes the look of it, to me, is more than anything, just because, you know, the look kind of outdoes the comfort. Jolene's Corvette is very, very, very nice, but not the most comfortable thing, is it? For me, it's not. I mean, maybe for you where you're small, but them seats really hug me quite tight everywhere. I guess maybe that's what a race car is about, hugging you tight. But you want to be able to, you know, sit in a half decent. We might channel it a little less, but as I show you that's exactly what's going on. I welded that on that post yesterday. That's going to sit on there. We're going to drill a hole through there, and then that body is going to be mounted to, or well, this is going to be welded to the floor, and the bolt go through there so we can mount to the frame, and then we're going to have to build out from this floor to fit the car, because it does not fit it perfectly, not by any chance. Welcome back. I'm Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and let's pull this floor off. Let's do it. Didn't get ready much, but see what happens. I've got it connected down, and I've said it many times, I've connected it down because when I weld the framework up, I wanted it to fit the chassis. And when I've got it welded down, I got one over here. I'm going to take this one out. I've got two right there. I have connected it in a couple of places I probably shouldn't have, but we'll see what happens. Open. Back them off. Hear that ping? I've got one right in there. I'm thinking like, why? Why, Chad? Why? That's one of them ones I'm talking about. Like, be careful what you do when you stack it on. I'm thinking that's it. On there. I had it tacked in there, but I cut that off. One tack in the back. Just trying to take down some of the spot weld before I take it. Right. Oh, I should have gone back a second. Can you walk back, sweetheart? You just walk back with your camera. I just want to show how nice and straight the rear end looked with. It just looked really good. I mean, it really came a long way, and you can tell by how the back is shaped. You know, it's welded with the frame, and it looks good with the rear end and stuff. It really looked nice and straight. It was, you know, a welded up. She was welded up, twisted quite heavily, and you know, that's okay. But we got her looking good. I mean, let's face it. It just took a little bit of relief, I guess. Another one here. I need a longer zip cut, and I don't know if I tacked it in there or not. Ooh. Now we want to be careful here. Nathan was gearing up something right here now. We're trying to gear this up. Nathan's last, when he took off there, he was gearing up this for the clutch. This has to be engaged, be able to twist and go to your pedal. So he's basically started to make a couple mounts here with a piece of angle iron so he can weld to it to get something connected here. I'm not sure if he's going here or where he's going. And he's going to connect that so we can get a pedal to go through this part of the tunnel when it comes time. So that basically all that stuff has to be fabricated from your brain. So that's the stuff there that, you know what I mean? If you're not doing that stuff all the time, it really slows you down. I want another zip cut with a blade on it. No, I have to get a blade, sweetheart. can't get that spot weld without it. Without a motor blade. Hopefully that does it. Yeah, so this process that I'm doing and showing you, I've made many mistakes. Like at one time I made the floor like this. That's great, but I forgot to put on the curtains or the inside sill before I put the car on. So that was the first mistake I made. Then I had to get underneath the car and make that inside sill, and it became really hard. So I figured the next time I did it, I'd put that on first. So the next time I did do that, but now here I am again going back. And now I have the car on the body. Now I have to pull the body back off, get it up in the air, and do all the underneath of it. Well, I should have done the curtain. Then I should have took the body off and did the underneath, and then I put the body on. That makes sense, doesn't it? Basically, I'm just going by all my mistakes I made. That's what I'm going with. If it wasn't for mistakes, I only know half of what I know. And if you're not making mistakes, you're not doing anything. That's the end of it. Or not learning anything. You could be doing lots, but you could be learning shit. Nothing, sorry. Yeah, let's... Haha, I think it's free. Awesome. Now, I'm going to go get Douglas, and then I'm going to flip this bad boy upside down, and then we're going to go for it. I got a couple holes I can drill. I can figure them out when I turn it upside down. Let's do it. Let's go get Doug. Doug is stripping paint off the Volvo. We're using a 36 grit pad like that on a polishing machine, and it really is working good. When I tried it, now he's going to the plastic wheel on the drill, and let's go see what's going on. There you go. Doug is stripping the car as we speak.
I don't really like how the sandpaper works
that's lead?
Much.
Yeah.
I mean, it scratches it up a lot. I mean, these things are the bomb.
That's the best?
I can't knock this in one bit.
Wow! You got all this stripped too.
I know, right? It's going quicker, it's going better. I don't like all these scratches. I hate doing that. I wouldn't want to do that to my own car, right? You know? When I do it to yours, it's like, it's even worse.
We can get that. Put an 80 grit on it, sand it with an 80 grit, take them scratches there.
Yeah, I was...
But that's going good.
Getting a little shy on the 80s, so I got to think of something else here.
Good, so we're just stripping the paint off this thing. We'll probably end up running the sandblaster in through this stuff, clean that stuff all up, no doubt in my mind. We got some work to do up here, that's for sure. This is the next project, so Doug's getting it ready. Well, you know, two people, it's hard to work on certain things, but Doug is getting this ready, tearing it apart and doing all the hard work. And then he'll have to do more hard work when it comes time to do it.
Sounds good to me, man.
Come in, help me flip this floor over.
You know I won't say no.
No. You heard him, girls. He won't say no.
Yes, I will, girls. Them are way too high maintenance, way too needy for Doug.
What's that you say again?
Way too high maintenance, way too needy.
Oh.
I haven't got enough left in my life to please a woman. There's not enough time left in my life.
Go easy, Doug. You'd do anything for love, wouldn't you? You put a mic on him? You did, too. Let's flip this bad boy. I don't need these glasses.
What are we doing? Put
a pair of gloves on. We're going to pick this bad boy up. We're going to flip it upside down and put it over there.
Okay.
Without scratching it. Get it up over top of that shifter. You want a pair of gloves?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, you cheat.
That was all about me, wasn't it?
Sort of was, Doug. It sort of was, buddy.
We're in it.
Awesome. It's going to go. Ouch. Yeah. So, that's what the car looks like upside down. If it's upside in the ditch, that's what it's going to look like.
That's the way she's sitting. It's not good.
Yeah. So this is the stuff that I have to fix. You know, that stuff has to be dealt with. I don't want to deal with that after. I want to weld that stuff up and get that dealt with. There's some corners here that's not looking that great. But that's basically it. What I'll do is that when I have it here also, I'll do some welding, and then also I will seam seal it and do all that stuff and then put it back on. That way there it's done, it's over with. If you remember right, this will be hidden by the frame of the car. What is hidden? Not much of this one was hidden by the frame of the car, and the reason being is the console went up through there like that. But let's get the welder going. Let's go for it. Thank you, Doug, very much.
Hey, no problem.
And Doug says the drill with the stripper wheel works the best.
That does work the best.
Yeah.
It's going to last longest too.
Awesome.
That's what I thought.
Doug?
Yes.
We want your microphone.
Oh, sure. Yeah, here you go.
Is there any last secrets you'd like to tell anybody?
Not at all.
Nope. Are you sure? Did you drink this weekend?
Yes. All weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
he started again.
Maybe some people were a bad influence on me. You ever think that? Jay? If Jolene.
Bad influence?
Bad influence. I need some bad influences in my life, right?
Not really. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go for a couple of these and spot weld these up. You can see what it goes like, what it's looking like. Also, you can see where I put these on. I took the wheels off, and these are those little pieces that I put on that kind of go straight like that. That's why that looks like that, but that's where it is. And then that's the other mount. And then I have a mount. I put a bolt down through here. This is all 3/16 square flat going across here. I just put a bolt down through there, and I have to drill it out right there. You can see where I put that down through. There is where it goes in the end. So basically, got some bad stuff going there. That's just coat hanger to me. Cut that off, make that look right. Let's do it. I need glasses, and I need the helmet. Which one? I know there's two there, but these two are very, I don't know, sometimes they need some light, I guess. I'll put my hat over here. Just gonna go back through and try to go over what I got going on. And this is from learning from doing it before. I should have done this. If we come in here and take a look at this, for all those who've never seen, let's take a look so you know. If I open the door, if Jolene wants to take a look in there. All the same is what was going on, what I'm doing over there. Basically exactly the same, just different car. And nothing is welded underneath like that one over there. So now, where the body's off, now I have to crawl underneath there and to weld it all up. And I don't want to do that. Basically, I'm learning from this one and doing that one. And that's what it's going to look like. That's wheel wells and all. As you look inside that car, that's wheel wells and everything inside this car. And that can happen on this car also. And as I show you every day what I'm doing, you could do it too. You can do it too. Just gonna go up here and start doing a little bit of welding. Lots of drama going on around Gene, floating around from what I understand. All I can do is wish him the best. That's all I can do is wish him the best, because I really don't know anything to say anything. You know how it always goes. Yeah. It's not good, but I wish him the best. He's in my thoughts. How's that? I wish him the best. I think everybody does. He was, or he is, somebody that motivated me to do what I'm doing here. remember coming home after I took my first course with Gene Winfield. I was nothing but smiles and enthusiasm. And the reason being is, after I left the course, I said, man, I can do this. If you know what I'm saying, man, I can do this. And that's how I left. I left with the thought that I can do this. And I was over the moon. He inspired me especially when you look at some of his builds. I don't think he was caring what anybody was thinking, what he was doing. He was doing him, and that's what I like. Are we zooming? Are we not zooming? Or we're almost got this thing welded up. Zip cut. A couple of the angles I got, I'm just going to leave that on because the mic's on. A couple of the angles that I got on the square stock is not the best. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut them off and then square them up and weld them up. I'll show you exactly where I'm talking. See one here? Look, terrible. Just, well, it's not terrible. It's just that it's a wrong cut for that wrong angle, and I wasn't going back, and I wasn't doing anything with it because I knew that I can cut it off and I can fix it. Just cut it in a little bit, slit it, and I'll use it to fill the hole. So, you know, at any point in time you think that we'll weld that on there like that. I'm happy with that. That'll weld up nice and grind okay. Do I have another one? Anybody else need to be cut? I see one up front here is going to need to be cut. I can do it like that, or I can do it like this. I can just cut it off. Just looking her over. Looking her over. Just gonna weld this up. Lots of weld on her. Don't want it to go anywheres. Plus I'm going to grind it off. Just checking it over. Down that one. Down that one. Yep. Yep. That one. Yep. Okay. Got this one to do. This one. Some down in here. That one to do. Wait until it cools off so I can hit more welds without falling out. We got her. Call it welded for this one. No, I'm going to do this for a second. I'm going to call it welded underneath. Now I'm just going to hit each one with a hard disc for a second. Just to knock off the heaviness of it, because it really doesn't much matter a whole bunch what I've got going on there. Woo! So we'll get a hard disc and we'll hit the heavy stuff. Just knock it off real quick. And then we'll go into the next step after that. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Oh, I've got one right here actually. I'll probably just use that. Gonna knock off the heavy stuff. Gonna make some noise for a minute, so if it's too noisy, turn down your TV. Just gonna warn you. But I got to do it, right? And we're showing the process. This is the process right here. Jolene, would you like a set of earplugs?
I've got some in my.
I've actually been wearing these once in a while. And I get inside the car and start grinding off stuff inside there. When you get captive inside the car, the noise becomes a lot heavier, and it does feel better in the end to have these in when you take them out. So I've been using them. Don't know if I even got it in there right, but let's start at the front, work our way to the back. Reason when I started grinding on the flat part, it was going okay. But the reason I'm using the back side of the grinder now, because it's sharp on that side. I tried this one, it was dull. I tried it like that, it worked really good, and I tried it on the back side, it was really sharp. So basically I'm just all the time be thinking about your grinder disc, where is the sharpest piece to cut what you need to do. Gotta weld it up. And there it is. Whew. It's hot. After I ground it, I can see a couple places where I missed or forgot. Where I forgot. Forgot both these sides. Yeah, where else? I think that's it. Nope. Right here. Can't see that well, but I'm welding anyways. Alrighty. I'm going to call that thinny for the floor welding. I shut that off. I'm so much happier doing it that way than what I'm going to have to do on the 40. I'm going to have to get underneath and do all that welding. Let's grind this off. That's me sweating. Alrighty. So this is what's going to happen. Is I'm going to get a little bit of thinner. I'm going to wash all that metal off with some thinner just to get it any of that poo off that metal. It kind of has a residue on it that turns you black. I'm going to get some. Just going to grab some of this, see where it's here. And put some thinner on it. And I'll wash it off. Then I'll be ready to apply some stuff over top of it. Let's just wash it off. Sharp stuff right there, gotta get that off. I'm just using thinner on this one. We're just gonna go to probably a rock guard, and I'll get all the, I'm gonna show you the whole process actually. Stick with us, I'll show you the process. If I can get it done fast enough, huh? Wipe that off. Basically all the heat in the metal probably has dissipated all the stuff that was on it, oil or whatever it was that was on it. Really dirty in there. Just clean it the best we can. I'll blow it out. Now, in actual fact, before anything goes on the underneath of this, you know, it should have, the metal should be prepared. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to grab the DA from Doug, and I'm just going to buff it off real quick, or maybe even a scratch pad. Let's go get a scratch pad. See what happens. Let's do it. Let's go for it. We can get going here. Really gonna be Oh yeah, that'll work. Just rub it off. Give something for the rock guard to stick to. I'm not going to throw epoxy on it. Not going there. Just going to do it the most reasonable way possible. And I'm going to rub it down. Sweat and all. They call that sweat equity. Sweat equity. Just taking the shine off it. All metal surfaces should be, anything you want to stick, you should be prepared by sanding it. Like I keep saying, Jolene does her nails and there's nothing taking them nails off. She sands them, does a really good job. If she wasn't a producer, she could be a nail technician. And if she wasn't a nail technician, she could be a soccer player. And if she wasn't a soccer player, she could be an accountant. And if she wasn't an accountant, she can be a bartender. And if she's not the bartender, she could run the joint. Just giving her. Why not? Get this done. You can see, like, as I get doing this, the seam sealer is going to go in them seams where the square stock is. And basically what I'm going to say is, to get any nicer than what we have gotten here, if anything's crooked or anything's out of place, you have to replace it and do it again. That's basically how it goes. So if you want something better than this, it's easy to do, obviously. Spend more time. And make yourself happy. That's how you make it better. Make yourself happy. Basically, this is making me happy because I know what kind of car we're putting it in. This car can become a road car, no problem whatsoever. And the reason being is because everything is tight and right on this car so far. The suspension is tight and right. The body's going to be tight and right. Looks good. Hope everybody get lots done on their projects this weekend. You know, Canada Day was, the 4th or the 1st. And then you have July 4th, where they are brothers from another country. 4th of July. And that's basically, I guess, how I look at it. Brothers from another mother. Live in a different country, but you're all we know. Isn't that right? You're all we know. That's all I know. And basically, that hurt. And I just have to keep my nose down and keep working. That's what I gotta do. Keep my nose down, keep working. Sweating to beat. Trying to, I'm almost there, sweetheart, I'm almost there. The only way I would have got it done faster if there was two of me. Huh? Sweat dripping on it. Sweat equity, I said. We're gonna get the blow gun, we're gonna blow this bad boy off. And I like going to rock guard on this sort of stuff because it looks the best. Not a whole lot of money, like what can I say? I like the rock guard, and the reason being is I can spray it on there and be satisfied with the color, I guess the texture, and the capability of making things hide. That's what it does. It has a really good hiding capability. I'm sweating as I'm doing it. Ugh. Need a piece for my face. So as I spray the rock guard on, it has a very good hiding. Oh, I think that's something. Anyways, just trying to wet up some sweat here. Can't stop sweating on what I'm trying to do here. Now let's blow this bad boy off. So if I epoxied it, money, time, and the reason being is that I don't want to epoxy there. So you having something like that, you want to epoxy that in a room that's contained, because that stuff is stinky. I don't want to epoxy because I'm not willing to get that out and spray that on there right now, I don't think. But with the rock guard, I've got it scratched up. It should stick good and it'll cover good. And what I like to do is get it covered, and then after it's covered, that's when I come in with my seam sealer and I will seam seal. And you'll see the reason why is because everything becomes so camouflaged. You would not know that it was rock guard or seam sealed after I rock guard. You watch. Now, if you wanted to spend more time, you could prime, sand, and paint the underneath your floor before you put in, if you want to. And the reason being is because I haven't put the side curtain or the inside sills on yet. So I'm feeling like when I burn it on here, I'm not going to affect the paint in there, so I'm going to be okay to put them on. But let's put a little bit of rock guard on. Gonna have to get some. I think basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold up on this. I'm going to think about number one, direct the metal, paint it first. You know, I could direct the metal that and get paint on it, and then rock guard it and seam seal it. I'm not sure which way I want to go with it. This is what I'm going to tell you. You come back tomorrow and we'll finish the floor what we want it to look like, and then you'll know which way I do it. But there's, you know, you can do it any way you want to. You can epoxy it, prime it, sand it, paint it. You can paint it, seam seal it, be done with it. You could prime it, seam seal it, and then paint it. I was thinking about rock guarding it, seam sealing it, and then rock guarding the seam sealer again so you don't see it. You come back tomorrow and you see which way I go about it. You can make up the mind way you would go about it. You have to remember the car that we're putting it in and what it's for. Do you spend that time putting epoxy primer, sand it, and paint it? You have to ask yourself. That's what I do. There's a chance, another chance to walk around the chassis to show what it's looking like. I'm really happy with the chassis. It's nice and straight in my opinion. It's tight and right. The suspension in the front, I don't know if I went over that or not. Nathan, we had a good old laugh. We tried to put one of those springs through the roller and tried to give it a little bit more bend to it. This one here, the thick one. And it did not work, but in the end, we did the exact same process with the bender, and bend it, and give me some more suspension in the front, which is great. Everything's going really good. You come back tomorrow and we'll finish that. Do me a favor, have a great day.